Degenerate race league, where the tough survive. Hello and welcome to DRL Season 6 in ACC. Boy, are we excited to be back after a few weeks break from the end of Season 5. We've got lots going on in Season 6, some changes, some new faces, and some new teams. There's going to strike some controversy, I'm sure. Before we get into all that, let's have a look at our schedule for this season. First up, we've got Round 1 at Suzuka. That's tonight. Next week we'll be at Valencia. And then something new for Season 6 we'll talk about a little bit more later is Mystery Track for our Round 3. So drivers will not know what track they're racing until an hour before race time. After that we hit Bathurst. Then we hit Watkins Glen. Another Mystery Track. Round 7 will bring us to the Nürburgring. That's just going to be the Grand Prix track, not the 24-hour layout. And finally, we will wrap the season up at Silverstone. A huge thank you to our Patreon subscribers, keeping things running here at the DRL. A lot of our tools and software that we use all comes with subscription and costs. So thank you to those who have chosen to support us financially. There's wonderful people on the stream here in front of you. All right, well, let's jump on to track. Drivers got about 10 minutes left in practice before we get into qualifying. And you may be wondering, who is this beautiful voice you're listening to? That's not Sager, and you're absolutely right. My name is Morgan Dino, previously known as Burt Macklin. Shocking, I'm sure, to many of you. And our wonderful Sager asked for a break from commentating for this season. We so sincerely hope to have him back, and the door is always open when he wants to come back and commentate for our league, but thought it was an opportunity to give you a new voice with Sager stepping away. But not only just my voice, I'm happy to have alongside me in the booth for all of Season 6, Sam Bozak. What's up, Sam?
Yes, this ugly voice is Sam Bozak, a.k.a. Frank Castle, a.k.a. whatever I need to be. But yeah, it's going to be fun season, and we're happy to be back. And as you can see now in the bottom right corner of your screen, you can see me and Morgan there. We took a photo shoot in the commentary booth, so we've yeah, no cameras tonight, but we've got ourselves in the booth there, so that'll be good.
Absolutely. And this is new for all of us. Sam and I have done nothing more than a single commentary session back when we were playing F1 23. So there will be pain. We're going to say things wrong. We're probably not even going to talk about racing half the time, but we'll hope it's entertaining either way, and we'll get you through the race. So Sam, Season 6 brings a couple changes. First one, there was also obviously a bunch of new faces. I think this is probably the most number of new drivers we've had in a new season coming into Season 6.
Yeah, no, we're a full grid tonight with what do we got? How many? 10 to 12 new drivers it looks like. So going to be lots of new action on track, and hopefully limited crashes. But it will be interesting to see which rivalries form. Yeah,
for sure. It always takes a little bit for new drivers on the grid to get accustomed to how everyone races each other, but it usually settles in as the season goes along, and as more and more of these drivers come back season over season, the racing just keeps getting better. We do have a few notable names not racing with us this season, though. Three of which actually were top contenders for the overall. So we have no Jacob Stavko this season. Jacob is not hanging up the laces, but he's going to focus his attention on iRacing, is what he told me. Andre, who was his teammate for the MA70 team last year, is also not returning. Hopes to be back in a future season as well. And just as of this afternoon, Neil Kerbal has stepped out of Season 6. Was originally planned to join us, but things have changed and we have no Neil. So we wish those kind of notables all the best and hope to have them back in a future season. And all right, let's get into some of the changes for us this season. So if you've been with us before, we run our format here is we run multiple classes. So We got pros, pro-ams, and in this season we bring back the AM class. So last season we just ran pro and pro-ams, and it's not always easy to place drivers in the appropriate categories. So we kind of came up with a better solution, and hope this works out. So it's kind of just a test to bring 3 classes back for this season. For our qualifying format, so the way we do qualifying in the DRL is we run a 20-minute session split into 2 groups. Well, Group A gets the first 10 minutes, and Group A is made up of our Pro-Ams and our AM drivers. So those 2 classes together will hit the track for the first 10 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes will be our Pro drivers head out for the final 10 minutes of qualifying. After qualifying, we hit into a 45-minute race. This is the format we run here, with 1 mandatory pit stop. Tires are not required. Drivers only need to take fuel, and we do not run a fixed fuel time. So depending on the amount of fuel as you take will affect the time of your stop. And also new in this season, we have introduced a pit window. So the pit window is a 35-minute window, which will run in the middle of the race. So about 5 minutes after the race gets going, pit window will open, and about 5 minutes before the race is over, it will close. This was come to light after a controversial finish to our last round of season 5, where one of our drivers so brilliantly used the strategy to finish the race in the pits by taking fuel and then crossing the finish line. So well played, Neil. That worked out, and it was totally legal. It's totally fair, but that brought in this new pit window strategy to stop those kind of shenanigans. What do you think of that, Sam?
I definitely think the pit window was needed. I was a victim of the Neil strategy, so happy to see some change, even though I'm not on the track. But it's perfect. It's needed. And one thing I'm going to mention here, just while we're on stream, is I do notice that the stream is about a 1-minute delay. I don't know what appears to be going on there, but as long as everyone can hear us, then that's perfect.
We're that far behind. We could always try starting and restopping before stopping the stream and starting it up again here before we get going into qualifying. If you are noticing we're a bit behind in the stream, please let us know in the chat. Maybe just Sam. I'll fire it up as well while we're running through the rest of the stuff. Yeah, so mystery tracks are also new to Season 6. Thought we would throw in a little bit of skill testing for our drivers this year. We definitely have some drivers on our grid who put in a lot of hours of practice each week. So our normal routine here in DRL is our practice server goes up about 6 days before the race, and it's running 24/7. So with the conditions that we'll be racing at, so drivers are able just to lap endlessly as much time as they have. And of course, some drivers have more time than others, which I'm sure really goes to putting in the times that they do for those. So we thought it would be fun to have it a couple rounds this season where drivers will not know the track until 1 hour before race time. So essentially they will get the 1 hour of practice before quali and then straight into that race. So that should be fun. I'm curious to see what that does to the field this season, Sam.
Now the question is, will we be adding mystery weather as well? Is there a possibility of rain on a mystery track?
Oh, good question. I don't know if we've decided that. I guess, you and I are in charge, so we could ultimately do whatever we want, right?
No, but it'll definitely bring a lot of whole different drivers together, just like when it is wet. I mean, the grid definitely comes together and stays a lot closer throughout, because the wet kind of slows everyone down. So it'll be interesting to see what a surprise track does, as a lot of fast drivers sometimes do need that extra practice to get up to pace to a lot of the others, and some people might be one-trick ponies on that track, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think, we're definitely going to see the field probably level out a little bit, which should make for some exciting racing. So hopefully, however we decide to pick those tracks, I think we'll probably just throw them into a randomizer and You and I might know maybe 1 hour before these guys, so we can prep for commentary, but that'll be it. It'll be a mystery to us, too.
It will be fun. So it looks like we're 1 minute away here from qualification starting, where the Pro-Ams will end up heading out first.
Alrighty, and is our stream still pretty far behind there, Sam?
It appears to be about 30 to 40 seconds behind, but it's not a big deal. In the end, we're the only ones that will notice.
Oh, it's like super jerky and buffering for me too.
Yes, if you put it to 1080, if you put it to 1080, it freezes very often. You have to put it on 720 for it to run smooth for me.
All right, we are back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully it's streaming a little bit better now.
It's much better and there's no lag.
Much better, no lag. Fantastic. All right, bugs. My first time broadcasting, so doing pretty good so far, I think. All right. We are into qualifying session now. Our Pro-Ams and our AMs are out on track. We got the 555 of Alan Leung. Alan's been around our league a long time as he queues up to head out on his hot lap. So far as we've got times being set now, as we look up the leaderboard, so far we got Vladislav Maverick with a 2:18.5. It's not showing in the correct order right now. Let's see if we can fix that.
Vladislav is one of our, this will be his second season with us. He came in and caused some extreme havoc, and I don't think he's going to be going anywhere, so it'll be interesting to see how how he progresses. Interesting fact, Suzuka opened in 1962 as a Honda test track, so you could say that's where JDM was born, was this track.
Born in Japan.
All right, has anyone set their hot laps yet at this time? It looks like there's
got a new fastest lap from Vlad, who just put down a 2-minute flat 0.7, just recently knocked over there by Ross. Ross is running with the Pro-Ams, just do an error, just so everybody knows. Ross will be part of our Pro category. That was our mistake in the end.
There always usually is some movements after the first round. You can't always get it right. On the stream, the ACTV, it shows the last of the standings and not up to the first. Is that?
Yeah, we're working on that here. Here we go.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. Ross O'Connor taking the grid by a storm so far, but apparently that was expected. Vlad's obviously been putting in the practice.
Next driver to come towards the line here is going to be Mr. Malott as he enters Casio Triangle. This is the final chicane of Suzuka before drivers put their foot to the floor and fire down the start-finish straight. Let's see what kind of time Mr. Malott can throw in. And Malott puts down a 2-minute 12.9 for his first valid lap. Our good friend Artur Hermani is next across the line. He's currently sitting in third place amongst the Pro-Ams as he improves to P1 with a 2-minute 0.255. Brilliant lap from Arturs.
Yeah, Arturs is someone that he's always been on the kind of fence lately of pro and pro-am. Someone that if he just woke up at 3 a.m. instead of 4 a.m., I think he could make that bump.
Yeah. Yes, we have drivers from all over the world racing in the DRL, and some of them, like our friend Arters over in Europe, who choose to wake up at silly times of the day to race with us. But Arters has been around the league a long time and a fan favorite around here, aptly named by our good friend Tyler Morgan, previous commentator, the Latvian sensation, Artur Hermanis.
So
let's jump.
Do we have Russ Stanford on the track right now?
Oh, let's do. Before we jump into that segment, Sam, let's tell the people what they're in for here. So one of the things we wanted to add, a little Morgan and Sam flavor to the broadcast is we're gonna do a little like driver highlights each race, a little driver profile, tell you a little bit about a driver and who they are, where they come from, and it's all 100% true. None of it is made up. So yeah, let's hop aboard with Russ Money and take it away, Sam.
Yeah, so just we'll start off with Russ Stanford, one of the long-standing DRL members. So I'll tell you a little about Russ. Russell Stanford, also known as Russ Money, as Morgan mentioned. We consider the midfield menace and DRL's equivalent of a racetrack cryptid. No one really knows where he came from or how he got here, but one day he just existed on the grid, casually dropping into races like he was born in a sim rig and raised by pit crews. Supposedly works at a power plant or something, which explains the steady, unflashy wattage of his race pace. Russ apparently will race anything, ACC, iRacing, Le Mans Ultimate, and probably Mario Kart if you ask nicely. So he's that dependable presence in every event of DRL, always hovering just behind the fast guys and conveniently just ahead of the chaos. Basically the sim racing equivalent of utility power. Quiet, reliable, and if he ever disappears, the whole league will most likely black out. So that's a little bit of a backstory of Russ Stanford. So good luck to you today, Russ.
Thank you for the fantastic bio on Russ Money. Russ is putting down some good times, though, here. We got Russ with a 201.887, good enough for 7th place amongst the Pro-Am drivers. Let's spend a little bit of attention on our amateur drivers here, because we haven't really given them any light yet, other than a couple laps. Although they're all just wrapping up now because we're down to 10 minutes left and pros are going out. But top of the times for our AMs right now, we got Jay Pesa leading the AMs, followed by Buggy Watt in P2, Tyler Morgan in P3, Dan Dilatour in P4 amongst the AMs, and John Malott bringing up the rear there. Maybe not the full rear because I don't think I got the full leaderboard here. 1 second. What do we got here? Yeah, it looks like that might be it for AMs in this race. So only 5 of them showing tonight. Who are we missing? We got a couple not with us tonight. Braden, where's Braden? Do we not have a Braden tonight?
I don't know what Braden's doing. He's probably sleeping to go to work at 4 a.m. or something. And you know what, Evan, you're right. We did. He said, "Don't forget that smooth southern draw." From Russ.
That smooth southern draw. All right. Pros are now taking to the track, or have already taken to the track. Lots of them on their outlap now as they bunch up. Look at that big grouping of cars. There's one thing I never understood in the DRL, Sam, and maybe you can shed some light, is everybody blasts out of the pits on their outlap, decides to drive nose to tail, and then everybody has to come to a standstill before starting their hot lap. I just, I don't get it. I've always been one to let the pack go, run out on track, and give myself a cool 60 seconds on either side of me there, so I don't have anybody impeding on my way out for my hot lap.
Yeah, I never really understood the mentality there. I mean, obviously that's typically sometimes what happens in F1, but the way we have things set up, I mean, it's quite easy to stay spaced out. But nevertheless, if you just wait that kind of 30 to 45 seconds, you're usually in a safe spot. Really, the only person that ever gets the advantage in the bunch up is the first driver, but it looks like we've got someone starting a hot lap and flashing their car at the same time. It's Cooper Atherton.
Yeah, Cooper Atherton looks like he was first across the line amongst the pro drivers. I didn't quite catch if he was the first across the line. I think so. So he's on his lap, and followed in behind him, second across the line coming up here will be Kyle Hirsch. Both of these drivers, a couple seasons returning in the DRL, both usually in the top, I would say 5 for both of these drivers. So they're eager to get out early, set a lap, and we'll see where they come. While we wait for those guys to get closer to the line, we do have the number 14 car of Denarde. Apologies if I butchered your name. Newcomer to the grid. Just crossing the line now. Is he going to set a valid lap time? He does. Gives himself a 2:08. And he would be the... Oh, he is the first of our pro drivers, actually. So, not the last. He must have got out real early. Maybe snuck out a little earlier than he should have.
Yeah, there's expected to be some mistakes, but nothing that a race band can't fix. So we'll complete some review after the race for sure.
As Cooper Atherton flies through 130R and comes up to the Casio Triangle here, he will be the first, or the next, I should say, to cross the start-finish line. Let's see what kind of time Cooper sets the bar with. As he puts in a 2:01.3, but I don't believe that was a valid lap, so he must have went off somewhere.
3 corners before it, just that last chicane, or the corner before the chicane, it looked like he had went off just about a tire's width.
Whoa, what is going on with Mr. Hirsch? He is...
We've got a dancing AMG, folks.
That's a really interesting way to drive his car around Suzuka. He's gonna cook through his tires. And Daniel having some connection issues, it seems like, tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's we've seen connection issues from a few of the Hirsch brothers.
Chandler Williams just puts down a blistering 159.7. I think that's getting close to the fastest that we saw in practice before. But again, here we are, Sam, middle of qualifying, and we got a bunch of cars with absolutely no space to one another, bunched up. Shooter McGavin is chasing down. That's the number 32 of Mitch Nairati. Look at this line of stern. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it gets a little bit hairy because you have to make that decision. Are you going to back out of your lap and go for a hot one next, or are you just going to keep pushing and hope that the person in front of you pushes as well? But in this case, it looks like Shooter's going to have to make a decision, as I don't think he's going to make it another lap without catching this person.
Yeah, it seems like if he does back out, he looks like he should have time for 2 more goes, so he gives himself a bit of space. This is something that he could do. I think, and just to remind everybody watching, if you don't know, our rules in the DRL for qualification is no overtaking another car who is also on a hot lap. I mean, not in a way that's going to compromise either one of you, or compromise the driver you're overtaking's lap. So it's something that usually we don't see, and drivers are very respectful of that. Looks like Gavin has backed off a little bit. maybe gave himself a second or two gap. The other thing to remember is with these pro drivers, a lot of these guys are all within a couple tenths of each other per lap now. So maybe giving yourself a 1-2 second gap is all you need.
Yeah, speaking of car number 32 earlier, Mitch Nairati, we've got an extremely interesting, controversial, I don't know what other words to use, pairing of cars. We've got Spencer Braun and Mitch Nairati pairing together to try and take the pro division by storm. Was not expected.
Yeah, real interesting team up choice. Spencer has not had a teammate since season 1. A little flashback to Scuderia Boscaiolo, where him and back then his name wasn't Spencer Braun. Let's be honest, his name was Garth Blunden when he was teamed up with the man, the myth, the legend, Ronald Swanson himself. So yeah, Spencer now on with Mitch. Should be a strong pairing. Both those guys, very similar in pace. Often find each other either one in front of the other at most races. So curious to see how they play the team game, or if it's just a case of matching liveries.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what happens when they come close, even as teammates. Maybe we'll see some interesting strategies. And while we're talking there, it looks like Tiago has set quite a time to take first there by at least 4 tenths.
Yeah, Denarde just put down an absolutely killer of a lap there. He's got 4 tenths on Williams, and Cooper Atherton 5 tenths off that. So these top two really stretching their legs. They are both new to the DRL and have shown up to play ball.
That they are. It looks like from 4th to 10th, it's going to be quite an exciting battle as well. We've got kind of everyone a 10th or less spaced apart going down the grid, so it's going to be some close battles, especially through all the zigs and zags and chicanes.
We hop aboard with Darren Wicks here. Darren Wicks rocking a new livery this season. That is a mean-looking Porsche.
Is that the Venom? Is that a Venom livery?
Looks like a Venom livery. That is stunning. I love it. I love black liveries.
I love the car. I am biased towards the Porsche. Most likely the best GT3 on the grid, but we'll agree to disagree with others.
As Darren runs himself down this back straight, heading towards 130R. He's gonna be out of time, so this will be his last attempt to improve his 2-minute 0.5. Let's see how the Porsche handles the final chicane. Takes an aggressive amount of curve. As he runs through the line.
Is he going to do it?
He does. He improves by a tenth or two, looks like, to 2-minute 40, 2-minute 0.4.
Takes Darren Wicks. Takes 7th by 1/100th.
And another new driver to our grid, Dafa, here, as he crosses the line, and he improves up to P17th with a 201.4. One more driver to go. That's Chandler Williams, who improved slightly, but not enough to take pole position from Denarte.
It looks like Denarte is going to have quite a Sunday drive if he can get away on the first few corners here.
Yeah, if he can break away, he looks like he's definitely got the pace. Really interesting that those top two drivers, I would assume they're teammates based on the liveries that I'm seeing. Both in the Mustang. When you and I drove the Mustang, what was that, season 4? Or season 3? I don't remember now. It's
I
been a
believe
couple.
it was season 3.
I think it was the last time we were here at Suzuka, and the Mustang was really good on this track. I think in game my best time on this track comes from the Mustang.
Yeah, the Mustang surprised me on some tracks, most definitely. I agree, Evan. I am quite impressed by Vlad's quality and Archer's. So that's we'll see what their consistency is like going throughout the season. There may be some grid shakeup in season 7, but that was quite a surprising grid order I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting quality. We got a couple pro-ams definitely swinging above their class right now in, as mentioned there, Vlad and Arters sitting in P4 and P5. Should be good contention. I think if I were to look at our pro-am category and say who's going to win it, it's a tough pick. I mean, our pro-am category is tight this season. But I would say those two would probably be up there with my top picks to take the win. As long as they can stay consistent, I think those two have the quickest lap times on average. I would say the pro-am group.
It'll be interesting. Hopefully they don't take each other out, but we will see. Also, we have a question from Tyler. Will this be a full formation lap or a short?
It should be where they lined up. I guess not. I guess we are going short. We maybe had a mistake in server configuration for this race. Have a quick look and confirm. It is short formation lap. So apologies to our drivers. Normally we run a full formation lap for our races, but we misconfigured the server and it is set for a short formation lap.
There you go. Well, we're going to get straight into the action then once the 5-minute timer runs out, as there will only be a couple corners until the lights go green.
All right. Well, let's have a run through our grid. Since it is a big one, it might take us more than 5 minutes to get through it. Starting in pole position is Tiago Dinarte. And again, apologies if I butcher any of your names. Feel free to send me a DM in Discord on how to pronounce your name. In P2, we got Chandler Williams. P3 is Cooper Aberton. As previously mentioned, our top Pro-Am qualifier is Vladislav Madrick, sitting in P4. Artur Hermani in P5. Oh, that new Defense Not Found livery is absolutely beautiful. One of my favorites in this season, for sure. Dean Stefani sitting in P6. Another one of our pro drivers. Right behind, good buddy of his, who they were teamed up previously, was Darren Wicks. Darren Wicks has stepped out on his own to drive the Porsche, that beautiful Venom-looking livery. In P8, we've got Albert. Oh, I'm not even going to try. I got to try. Giannia? Apology, Albert. Albert, we're going to have to message you and figure out how to pronounce your last name. In P9, we got Don Donovan. P10, Bradley Cooper, another longtime DRL driver. P11, Gav Cook, known last year as Shooter McGavin. I believe we have a driver highlight for him later on in the race that Sam's going to share with us. In P12, Mitch Nairati. P13, we have Daniil Negastev. Again, another one. Apologies if I butchered your last name. P14, Kyle Hirsch. A little further down for Kyle than I would have thought we might see him, but hopefully see him move up several places throughout the race. P15, Russell Stanford. P16, Spencer Braun. I hear engines starting up, so I got to run through this list. P17, Muammar Dafa. P18, we have Muhammad Iqbal Kuranawan. Again, apologies. P19, we got the other Hirsch brother, Daniel, in the number 48. In the number 19, sitting in P20, we got Kevin Palaniuk. In 21st place, we have Damian Zawatsky. Number 20 in P22, Sean Ches. P23, Grant Zahara. P24, Tyler Morgan. P25, Jay Pesa. Starting in 26, Buggy Watt. In 27th, Dan De La Torre. 28th, John Malott. 29th, Alan Leung. And 30th, Rounding out our grid is Mr. Torugo.
That was quite the grid entrance.
That was a long one.
That was a breath, but looks like they're getting ready to line up, and it looks like only 30 on the track, so 3, I guess, were unable to, unfortunately, make it, like we spoke about earlier, but that's okay. Coming around the final corner, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll keep it on helicam here and kind of try to bounce around the grid just to see what we can happen through the start of the race. Try to keep an eye on any cautions as drivers get close to green flag. And there they go, green flag off down into turn 1 and 2. Very high speed corner. So far everybody getting along really nicely. 3 wide there.
Ooh, that was
Couple
nice.
taps. Oh, we got Darren Wicks. It looks like lost the rear end off. Hopefully parks it up. Oh, another contact there here. We'll get you some replays of some of these here in a minute here, folks. We just want to make sure we can see that's going on with the grid. Drivers bumping and banging as we make it through turn 4. The snake part of the track is really challenging here at Suzuka. Lots of high speed, kind of not a lot of braking, just a lot of lifting and coasting, and these early laps on cold tires, these cars will be everywhere. Got cars all bunched up here, line astern. Chandler Williams looks like he's been knocked down as he started pretty high up in the grid. He was on P2, I believe. He's fallen down to P8 at the moment.
Well, all things considered, I think that was a quite a good start to season 6 for the first race of the season. A couple,
yeah, not too awful considering the grid size. As we got Gav Cook here running real close with Spencer Braun. They go side by side into Spoon Curve. Spencer on the inside definitely had the advantage there, as Gav loses out also to Dinarte.
What happened with Dinarte there? It looks like some unfortunate events occurred in the beginning of the race.
Yeah, we have a significant number of accidents here in my race tracker. We'll try to get to some of those in a little bit, as we have drivers making a move. Spencer Braun holding off Daniil and Negastev, or Dinarte, sorry.
Like Albert Giannia had gone off there and had to wait for almost the whole grid to go by. That's unfortunate. Can I ask, on the ACTV leaderboard, what is the caution mark that appears beside people's names?
The people that either have off tracks or are have been in an accident.
Okay.
Iqbal trying to put the pressure on Gav there. Iqbal maybe made a little bit of a mistake and now has Daniel Hirsch for company. You see him in his rearview mirror. Daniel in that beastly Mercedes AMG. That was another car Sam and I drove. As Dan makes a dive up the inside, does he get the car stopped? He does, and he gets out. Maybe a little pushing and shoving. I'm not sure if there was contact there, but it was close. We have some contact here between Chandler Williams and Bradley Cooper, I believe. These two drivers are running close.
Single mom. We were unable to get the map, the track map tonight. We were having some technical difficulties, so we will continue to work on that so that you can kind of see a little bit more where people are at.
Yeah, we're trying some different overlays and having trouble getting the track map going before the race tonight, so we might just ditch back to the original ACC in-game HUD. Just finding some bugs in the one we are using tonight. A lot of drivers real close here, all line astern. Looks like we got Bradley Cooper, Mitch Nairati.
Looks like everyone's making their gaps, making their space, with some people making the odd mistake, like what's happening now with Stefani trying to defend his position from Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley hot on the back of Dean. Having raced with Dean in previous seasons, he's usually quick to settle into just consistent lap after lap. So interesting to see him maybe struggling a little bit here at Suzuka. Suzuka's definitely a different track than a lot of others in the game, and one that it can really be hard on the tires, especially the rear tires. So again, with pit strategy that we have available to these drivers, they don't have to take tires, but Suzuka might be a track we see drivers take tires just for that rear tire grip. It might be hard to push the full 45 minutes on those rears.
Well, young sweater god, I don't know where Don is tonight. He unfortunately couldn't make it, but hopefully we'll see him next week. And then I don't know, single mom. How your single mom says, how else am I supposed to watch reigning champion Cooper Atherton race? So I guess we'll have to manually switch to him at some point, if that's who you came here for.
Donovan has dropped down to 26 as of right now. I think the other Don Bossman is not on the grid tonight.
We can we'll go back on the replays once we see some space spread out amongst the cars, and review kind of some events that happened and what took place, because the grid is definitely taking a shakeup, and Vlad is second place, which he's got to be third, I guess. Now he's got to be absolutely shaking in his boots. So
I think that was a timing tower update. I believe Cooper is still the car out front.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So I think somebody left and came back there, maybe, or teleported to the pits. Oh, as we have contact between, who was that? Kyle Hirsch and Sean Ches. I'm not sure if that was a lap traffic incident or what happened there, but Sean Ches gets punted through the snake section of the track here, through the S's, as he waits to rejoin in a safe manner and gets going again. Unfortunately, that has knocked Ches down a number of positions.
That's tough for Ches. He the past two seasons, season 4 and season 5, he's definitely had some extremely unfortunate events with other cars on track. So hopefully we can see him make up a few places and not have too much damage on his car.
We've got 5 cars all fighting for position here. That's I believe that's Kevin Palnick, John Malott, Alan Young, Tyler Morgan, a whole gaggle of our AM and Pro-Am drivers. Curious to see what plays out of this battle as these drivers run through Spoon Curve. A really tricky set of corners. I've always actually found these two to be the hardest two to hit at Suzuka. It's kind of this never-ending corner. It's got double apex.
Yeah, Suzuka, it feels a lot more interesting in a GT3. I remember when we switched from F1 to the GT3 cars, and it was a whole different ball game. But it's once you get it down, it can be a fun track, and like you can see, it's making for some great action, close together cars, and making for some mistakes for people to capitalize on.
So due to the number of incidents that we've had in this race already, we've actually unfortunately lost a few of the lap 1 replays. Let's take a look at a couple that we do still have. This was an incident involving Russell Stanford, I believe, at the end of lap 1. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it dived to the inside by the 21. Is that Mr. Hirsch?
Ooh. Appears like he tried to come back into the corner and then also had another love tap.
Yeah. And we have... Let's take a look at this incident involving Register J, where they are on track running towards 130R. Oh, and just a little bump. Straighten them back out, and away they go.
Thank you for the follow, Single Mom. Appreciate it.
So we ride along here with Spencer. Oh, nope, we've switched to Zawadzki as he flies through the end of Spoon Curve. Down the straight, we got a bunch of cars grouped up here. Zawadzki's chasing down Tarugo and then Donovan. In the battle for P23. Daffa running in P12. He's got a Iqbal hot on him through turns 1 and 2.
Got here. Has there been any notable, have you noticed any notable car changes from any of the drivers? Any major flips? I think Vlad driving the Bentley is an interesting change, taking the right-hand drive.
Yeah, car changes. That's a good one. I don't know that I saw too many manufacturer changes amongst our returning drivers, other than, yeah, Vlad and Russ running in the Boatley. Mitch making a move to Porsche. Same with, I think, Palaniuk and Tarugo have moved to the Porsche from Ferrari. So we have a lot fewer from a grid last season that was almost half Ferraris. Not as many this season.
Evan is asking if there's any way to change the standings to show relatives instead of lap times.
Oh, sure. I think we can do that. There we go.
Which I do agree. There we go. That is awesome. Good suggestion, Evan.
Perfect.
Thank you for the follow, Kefir Mev. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining.
Dean Stefani has a look at Artur Hermanis. Arturs and Vlad have moved up to P3 and 4, so each gained a position in this race. Chandler Williams has worked his way back up to P1 and is now starting to stretch away from Cooper Atherton. Don Donovan dives into the pits at the 32-minute mark. So it seems like an early pit stop. I don't know if Don has damage or is just part of his pit strategy. Be interesting. Oh, and he just drives it into the wall.
Oh, what is
I'm
going
not sure
on
what
there?
happened there. And mechanical failure on that car, or maybe his wheel.
Oh,
Maybe
got steering column failure or something. Looks like Cooper Atherton has got quite the fan base in our chat tonight. I don't know where he's coming up with all these fans, but you guys all must be paid. So
I think they're actually just all Cooper, and he's got multiple accounts. He's just so talented. He can race and type in Twitch chat at the same time.
looks like Bradley is right on Stefani's.
Hot on Stefani as they get to 130R. He's going to be on the outside, though. Come on, camera. Let's give us a better angle. There we go. So Bradley gets around the outside. Well done. Oh, and a little bump from who is that?
Iago.
Denarte.
That was
Little
a
bumps.
little bit of a lunge there. I think he wasn't expecting them to slow down so much, but
Yeah, and
you can't beat that Mustang on the straights. It's too quick.
it is fast, yeah. Stefani runs through the chicane and maybe rightfully takes those positions back.
Yeah, I most likely got a track limits there. It looks like they're bumping still door to door. Thiago is not going to let that go.
Thiago still trying to recover from P2 on the grid. Or P1, sorry, I believe he started on pole. We look at, just looking at some notable position changes. Tarugo has gained 11 positions. John Malott has gained 10. So we have some drivers making some moves. As we look at Maverick, who has gone off in the Degnas. Not sure if there was contact. Let's have a quick look here, see if we have an incident involving the 74. Let's have a quick look at the replay here. Artur Hermani's chasing down Maverick. Hits Degna 1. All okay. A little squirrely. Oh, it just gets a little tap from Hermani. Going through Degna 2. Unfortunate. And Vlad has had to wait for a safe point to rejoin. So Vlad has fallen significantly down the order. Was originally running P5, I guess. And now finds himself where?
Looks like Don Donovan had his forced feedback exit out, and unfortunately Daniel Negetsev has had his internet fail. So
oh geez,
a couple bugs, some hardware bugs from some drivers tonight, but as expected.
That is
Mitch
unfortunate.
Nairati is right on Hermani's now. He is not letting go of that. He's getting a feel for the Porsche.
Yeah, it looks like we've lost a number of drivers. We started with 30. I only see 26 still in the session, so 4 drivers have dropped off since we started the race. So we get ever closer to the halfway mark in this race. 27 minutes remaining. John Malott finds himself running in P2 amongst the AM drivers. Looks like he's got a bit of breathing space, both front and rear, or not rear, sorry. He's got Zawadzki hot on him for that P18 spot.
Looks like Ches has managed to recover a few positions.
Sean Ches is back to running in P22 where he originally started the race, which is good to see. Just going to turn on a couple things here to see who has pitted.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, Don. We saw your little mishap into the wall there, so good to know that that's what happened. So some bugs to work out, but nice driving before, nonetheless. John Malott is holding his own here. He is not wanting to give Zawadzki that position. Three wide into the corner.
I don't know how they managed to just go 3 wide through the chicane, but somehow Zawatsky managed to squeeze through there, putting Malott and Tarago in his wake. Or Tarugo.
Yeah, Don, we happened to have your car on stream when you lost your force feedback as we watched your car drive into the pits and then slam into the wall. I'm sorry that happened. Thankfully, drivers do get 1 drop round in this season, so any of our drivers' worst result will be scratched from the board and not counted towards the overall points. Let's have a quick look back at the incident between John Malott and Zawatsky.
Like this was going 3 wide to the chicane, I believe.
3 wide through the chicane, bumping and banging, and off they go. Nobody too worse for wear, that looks like.
That was pretty brave. It's you're not going to fit 3 cars through there, so props for no bumpers falling off. And it looks like on screen we've got a red Aston Martin named Gavin Cook. And so this is probably a good time to tell you guys a little bit of a story about Gav Cook and some information about our confused resident. So I don't know if you guys know Gavin Cook, but he's our resident British Canadian, or as I said earlier, maybe he's just confused. But he's got the single lap pace of a pro. But once the race starts, it's a coin toss whether he finishes strong or turns into a guided missile. He used to go by Shooter McGavin, which was fitting because for years he's been absolutely shooting himself and occasionally others off the track into the wall or grass or wherever it may be. But credit where it's due, Gavin has improved, but these days he only seems to cause safety cars, so hopefully we can see some improvement there as we can see him on screen. He drives car number 69, an iconic number because of course he does, so that's nice. But teams up with the legendary Dan Delatorre on Team Shake and Bake, and a duo that is so chaotic it's like watching NASCAR with a bottle of gin. So off the track, Gavin's our wordsmith, ranking out weekly race recaps with the elegance of a man who just caused a lap 1 pileup and decided to write the obituary himself. He's kind of fast, dangerous, and charming in that "sorry mate" kind of way. God bless Shooter, long may he break slightly earlier. So thank you, Shooter McGavin, for being such an iconic member of DRL and always giving us a good laugh every week.
Yes, fantastic. Preach. All right. Into race action. Kind of drivers is what sort of happens midway through race. Everybody's spaced out a little bit. Have a look at Spencer Braun running through, Gavin Cook running through the corner there. Let's get our... Let's have a look. So, a few drivers have pitted now. Kyle Hirsch, sitting in P20, has completed his stop. So he's taking fuels.
Something to note tonight is some DRL records have been made. Our previous fastest lap time on this track was Season 3, Jacob Stofko, a driver that was with us for many seasons and is taking a break. A very talented driver, but his fastest time was 1:59.177, and Tiago and I cannot remember P2 had taken that record by a storm.
Williams. Yeah.
Congrats to your new record on your season opener debut, Tiago.
Right on board with Tiago as he crosses the start-finish line to start lap 12. And he now has 9 seconds, 9.5 seconds to catch Chandler Williams, who, once he got back into P1, has just slowly continued to increase that gap to P2. We ride on board with Kevin Palanak looking back at Zawoski. It's one of our closer battles on track. Two Porsches going head-to-head through the Casio Triangle. Zawoski gets an excellent exit out of there as they run down the start-finish straight. Does Zawoski have the drive to get around Palanak into turn 1? They go side by side. Lots of space being left by both drivers.
A little bit of sideways action on the outside.
And looks like Palanak is able to defend and hold on to P14. It's good racing by both those guys. Lots of fair space being left. Nice to see.
We're most likely going to see a camera change here soon, and to Dafa following Nairati there. I've seen him become a tenth or two within him on many corners, but it looks like he just can't make it stick. So
yeah, as we actually hop on Iqbal's car here, he's got a view of those two battling right now. In the 696 is Dafa looks to be alongside Nairati heading down towards 130R. Looks like he is by and is able to slip in front just before they have a small lift and back on the gas after 130R. Very well done. Nice overtake. Oh, and Mitch looks to have maybe missed braking zone. Takes the runoff. Gets back on track. And dives into the pits. Maybe time for a new set of tires. Maybe just fuel. Oh, is Gavin also trying to run into the pits. Comes in with a little bit more speed. That was close.
We told you guys. We just read Gavin's story. You gotta. He'll take you out, whether it be in the pits or on track. It's someone to watch out for sure. But a little bit unfortunate from Nairati there. Quite most likely was distracted from having another car weave in there. So I know that can happen from time to time. But nonetheless, that was a clean pass by Dafa. The Porsche, unfortunately, lacks that straight line speed on the straights, so other cars will definitely take advantage of that if able to.
We do have a potential incident between those two cars, so let's have a quick little replay and see. So maybe there was contact. Oh, he didn't miss his braking point. He got hit in the rear.
And what was that? The other Porsche that completed that? Yes. Well, at least he was able to dive into the pits and somewhat recoup from a bad situation.
Oops. Back to the battle of Palanak and Zawoski, as we saw Zawoski run wide there through the first Stegner corner. Give Palanak a bit of breathing room now as he runs through the hairpin. Kevin doing an excellent job at defending and maintaining P12.
Vlad, notably making some positions up. He was back to around 14th, and he's made his way back to the top 10, looking like he's planning on taking his next victim. So I think Maverick is going to be someone to look out for in the Pro-Am class this season.
Yeah, absolutely. He's I think he dropped all the way down almost to P19 after that collision with Arders, and yeah, battled his way back up. So we ride on board with Mr. Torugo, chasing down Buggy Watt and Sanchez. Or no, sorry, that's not Buggy Watt and Sanchez. Those, I think Torugo finds himself a lap down to our race leaders.
It looks like in front of him he's got, yeah.
And I don't know if Williams had an incident or Denarte is just flying, but that gap for P1 has come down to under a second.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
It was 9.5 seconds there not too long ago.
I think Williams must have made a mistake, because he seemed to hold that kind of second gap from Denarte for the past couple of laps, but
actually we have a replay here of car number 3 to see what happened. There's a yellow flag moment. I'm not sure if we missed it.
Unfortunately, no, Don. I wish we could. Maybe next time. I don't know, maybe Denarte is just absolutely flying, because it looks like he's closed that gap down to a few tenths now and is just waiting to make his move.
He is right sniffing the back of Chandler Williams as they run through the end of the S's alongside as they run up through Dunlop. Although Williams will have the inside going into the first Dagner. Oh, is they tight through Dagner 2. Who's going to come out in front? Oh, Denarte runs wide, which should give Williams a position back. So Williams back into P1.
Are these two teammates, or is this a built-in livery I'm seeing right now?
I believe these two are teammates, yes. Again, something that we don't have on the overlays that we have. We'll get that fixed up for next week. Through Spoon Curve go these two as this battle continues. So you kind of run, Denarte gets out of Spoon down the back straight. So we flip over to have a look at Gav Cook chasing down Kyle Hirsch, the next closest battle on track. As the two make their way through the S's, up through Dunlop. Kyle Hirsch getting a little wiggly there as we ride on the hood of Gavin Cook's Aston Martin.
Crackalicious on the spoiler we see. It's good to see that's where those two drivers have obviously come from, especially with that pace. It's going to be interesting to see if they continue to try and battle, or it looks like they've started to gather some team strategy, as they don't want Cooper capitalizing on any mistakes or closing the gap.
Yeah, Denarte not pushing as hard as he was there a lap or two ago, as these two are now running into lap traffic. So we'll see how this affects the battle for P1 as they make their way past Buggy Watt in the 410. Have some drivers making their pit stops right now. Vladislav Maverick is in the pits. Sawaski is in the pits.
It'll be interesting to see which races people decide to take tires and which races people don't. I think for the majority of it, you'll have no tire swaps, but there are some tracks that will be a gamble on doing it or not.
Yeah, just having a look through our pit stop timing board. I don't think anybody has taken tires. Let's see here if I can see. No, I think everybody has gone fuel only, with the exception of maybe Dan. I think Dan may have taken a fresh set of tires. His stationary time was 38 seconds, which would indicate either way more fuel than he needed or fuel and tires.
Looks like Russell Stanford just goes off track there, allowing Hirsch to sneak by. Holding his own in the Bentley for as long as he can, but probably has a few bugs to work out as it is a new car.
Absolutely, and not a position I think he needs to worry about too much, as Daniel Hirsch has yet to complete his mandatory pit stop. So we have a lot of drivers completing their have completed their stops now, more than half the grid. Just our few front runners to complete their stop. So we ride on board with De La Torre. And while we're on board with De La Torre, why don't we get him in here for a little mid-race chat? Let's try that. Let's do something a little different. Sam, do you want to drag him in here and let's see how Dan's race is going?
I would love to.
Where's Dan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey! Just almost forgot about you. I know we said we'd bring you in earlier, but close towards the end of the race. How is your race going, my friend?
It's going all right. Had a little incident earlier in the race where I lost control of the car and got about 30 seconds worth of damage. So with the way the pit windows are set up and only needing to add fuel, it's very difficult to make that time back up. So I am pushing as hard as I can to make up as many places as I can. I don't think Buggy's pit yet, so sadly my best bet is him getting a drive-through penalty to get that final podium position.
I believe Buggy has completed his stop.
Oh, has he?
So you might be
he has.
You might be in a good spot there, my friend. Now, so did you take tires, or you just have to do damage repair?
I just did damage repair.
Just a damage repair.
It was about 20 extra seconds to take the tires. And to be honest, they feel really good. There's a period in the middle of the race where they were struggling a little bit, but they've come back to life. So we should be good to finish here.
Amazing. Well, and I have to ask, you and Gavin have two of my favorite liveries on the grid this season. I'm a sucker for matte paint. Tell me, who did your guys' liveries? Was that you guys, or did you guys commission that work?
Hey, Gavin's done all of our liveries. He is quite the wizard with it. Previous seasons, I've had some input on him. This year, I told him just to run with it. He asked me what my favorite sports team was. I threw out the 49ers, and he put together these masterpieces. Absolute
fire. I'm loving them.
They're giving me Cars vibes. The movie Cars. I like it.
Yeah, if it gets me on the podium, I'll take it.
All right, Dan. Well, thanks for jumping in. Just glad to hear your race is going pretty well. Yeah, you're sitting in a net P3 right now for AM class, so we'll let you get back and focus on the finish up this race, and hope to see you on the podium, my friend.
I appreciate you guys.
That was Dan as he leaves us and gets lets a blue flag by there.
And speaking with Dan, just reminds me that I would just give a big thank you to everybody who volunteers to help out in this league. Dan is one of our admins. He kind of helps champion with our stewarding and running ACC, has a lot of great input. Dan's been around since the beginning, and yeah, just a super valuable member of our team that keeps our league going. And yeah, without the volunteers, we wouldn't run this league that we do.
Yeah, we're
extremely lucky to have the staff that we do have.
Yeah, great group of guys, always eager to help out wherever they can, and that even in addition to that, we got a number of you who are not part of the admin team that are constantly offering to help, and we appreciate all of you. So yeah, just love this community. Thanks for being a part of it, and hope you guys enjoy the racing.
And on that note, feel free to use your Twitch Prime. Anyways, moving on. I'm just kidding.
That's right. Yes, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We talked about our Patreon supporters before we had to restart the stream, of course, but thank you to all those who support us, and if you want to support us, you can as well. You should go jump into Discord. There's a channel there with all the information about Patreon, and even if you'd rather just do a one-time donation, that's also possible. So we jump on board with Artur Hermanis. Artur's, other than that little dust up with Vladislav, has had a pretty quiet race. Now sitting in P6. Looks like Dean got past him at some point that we unfortunately missed on stream.
Oh, wow. This isn't Sam. Thank you for subscribing. It's 12 months in a row. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it.
Holy smokes, 12 months, Sam.
Wow. Time flies when you're having no fun. It looks like Denarte has cleared P2 there, and or cleared P1, and is slowly making his way ahead of his teammate.
Well, I am pretty sure our pit window is now closed, and we have a few drivers who did not complete their pit stop. I am quite sure that Daniel Hirsch may not have pitted, unless our tools are wrong.
Tyler Morgan and Daniel Hirsch for me, I can see that it doesn't look like they've pitted. If that is the case, they will be issued a black flag or a drive-through, I believe. Some sort of penalty, possibly a 90-second penalty at the end of the race, as I have seen that prior from Jacob Stofko.
I think we might have an error on our timing boards, because I'm looking through.
Oh no! The two P1 and P2 just come together, and Cooper Atherton just squeezes right by.
Let's have a quick look at that.
Oh wow!
What happened here?
That is unfortunate. What a shake-up for Atherton. He was waiting for that.
As the number 3 of Chandler Williams just gives Denarte a little bump going through the hairpin. And as you said, Cooper Atherton finds himself in the lead of this race with probably 1 lap to go. And a 3.5 second lead. All Cooper needs to do now is just keep his cool. These two are still struggling. Late on the brake, side by side. You guys are just letting Cooper walk away with it. That's unfortunate. Denarte and Williams absolutely rapid on pace. Just a little bit of a tangle up, and now Cooper has taken full advantage and stepped away into P1.
It looks like the two teammates have put all bets off for the last 2 laps here, and most likely going to see a battle between those two at this point. Because it looks like they have a little bit of breathing room behind them in fourth, but, well, that's a shakeup. Atherton is going to be quite happy about that. Cooper is the Le'Veon Bell of Degenerate Race League.
I like that. I like that. Got a bit of a gaggle of cars here, Zawadzki, as we ride on board with. A little bit of lap traffic here, I believe. These drivers. Yeah, I think our overlay is incorrect on drivers who have not pitted. Tyler has definitely pitted, and I can see that. I can confirm that in my other little screen here. So has Palaniuk, and so has Daniel Hirsch. So looks like everybody did manage to get their pit stop in before the pit window closed. So that's good. We can ignore that.
This looks like one of the Hirsch. And Ches has gone off, unfortunately. But thank you for the follow, Tayo. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining. We've got some shakeups happening on the last lap here. Some blue flags getting in the way, as I don't know if anyone knows, but ACC does not show blue flags to lapped drivers on the last lap, which makes for some excitement sometimes, depending on if there's battles happening or people are trying to get by. But
we ride on board here with Cooper.
This.
Takes the checker flag and takes P1, followed by Denarte P2. And Chandler Williams will be P3. That'll be our top three for this race. Artur Hermanis is going to be our first place finisher in the Pro-Am category as he takes the line in fifth. See if any penalties come his way that changes that.
Well, congratulations, Atherton. That was quite a performance.
Right along here with Jay Pesa for the rest of his lap as our lead AM driver. Jay's had a strong race. He found himself 14th overall, ahead of a number of Pro-Ams and even some pro drivers who are no longer racing. Jay takes P1 in class.
Looks like Tyler Morgan is going to be pushing for P2 of AM. So if you feel like joining the voice chat after, prepare to turn your volume down because we are going to hear about that. So let's stay on board with Tyler here until the end.
As we watch Tyler swing absolutely wide, probably track limits violation there through 130R into the Casio Triangle to finish up his race and come home, bringing in a respectable P2 in class amongst amateur drivers. And P3. Oh, he's done already, I think. Yep, because he was a lap down. But Mr. De La Torre takes P3 in class, I believe. Well, that is it, everybody. We're going to just pop a quick intermission up here, and then we'll get some highlights going and get to see who is up for interviews. Just be back in a moment. All right, we got no replay, folks, so we'll just bring some drivers in for a little post-race interview. Who should we grab first? Let's bring in
Tyler was
Arturs. Yeah, but he's an
Doesn't matter,
amateur,
yeah,
so. Arturs, are you there?
I am here.
Hello and welcome, my friend.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for.
We don't have any beautiful replay highlights to play on stream like Sager does because I was an idiot and forgot to turn that setting on in game. So we're just gonna do some interviews with the static screen tonight. But congratulations on your maiden victory. I did air quotes there. We'll see if that if that sticks. But congratulations on a good race, other than one little tangle up. But tell us about your race.
Yeah, the race was mostly very, very straightforward. After the leaders collided in lap 1, I was up to P3 overall even, and it looked like a race that. And after a few laps, it seemed like, okay, maybe I can actually keep this place and fight for actually overall podium. Then I had a little half spin myself, so I lost position to a couple of people, went down to 5th. And then, yeah, the race with Maverick, it felt like it's going to be the whole race. I felt like we were going to race the whole time. And, yeah, sadly, I had an issue on my end. My game lagged, froze, and I just rear-ended him. And, yeah, he spun, and I benefited from it. And I feel very sorry for that. Not intentional.
Yeah. Super unfortunate. It's racing, man. It happens, and I know you're all obviously a long distance away, so your lag is a little higher than most. But yeah, no, it looked like a good battle regardless. Both you and Vlad definitely swinging above your class there. You guys, qualified above many pro drivers to put your guys. I think you guys were 5 and 6 on the grid to start. So good job to both of you.
Well, I think we were even a little bit higher, technically, because O'Connor had his issues. He didn't reconnect, so we actually started 4th and 5th.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
even more insane.
Right. Yeah, we had a few technical issues for the first race. I know we lost O'Connor. Don Donovan had some issues as well with his wheel. So,
of course, now that I'm not battling Donovan, now he has issues.
Right? Yeah.
Where was that last season? Where was it?
Well, congratulations, Arturs. We'll pop you back to the main group, and we'll bring in our next interview. Cheers. Have a good night.
You too.
Jay, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Good. It's a fun race.
Fun race. Well, congratulations on P1 in the amateur division, my friend.
Yeah. No, it was a fun race. Getting to mix it up with everyone, not only the AMs but the pro AMs.
Yeah, you found yourself quite a ways up the grid there, which was incredible to see. Would you finish 14th, 15th overall, I believe?
Yeah, I think so. Just a lot of carnage on the first lap. Thankful I made it through.
Yeah, definitely. There was some bumping and banging for sure. It looked fairly clean, and then there were a couple incidents once we got to kind of turn 3 and turn 4. But how was your race otherwise? Did you have any notable battles or overtakes as the race went on?
Really was just mixing it up a lot with Stanford there throughout the race, and really was just trying to survive on the tires without having to do a change. So really just want to shout out Samantha Tan and the crew for giving me a good car.
Awesome. Well, so tell me a little bit more about the tires there. We actually brought Dan in for a mid-race interview to try to throw his game off. It didn't work. But he said the tires felt pretty good, and I was surprised to hear that because I thought Suzuka would absolutely eat rear tires.
Yeah, you know what, they held up pretty well. I kept the TC low, but I was just aiming to do like mid 203s in the AM class, and towards the end there it got a bit bad. My tires were kind of gone, but by that point I think I got a big enough lead. But yeah, the tires held up fairly well. I probably could have pushed a bit further.
Awesome. All right, Jay. Well, congratulations on taking the first win of the amateurs in season 6. And how do you feel about our next track, Valencia? It's not one we've raced in this league before, but how's your familiarity at Valencia?
Well, the Samantha Tan crew here, we've never been to this track, so we're gonna find out together what's gonna happen there. So it should be interesting.
Right on. You and many others. It's not, like I said, not one we've put in the calendar before in this league. So curious to see how things shake out. Well, thanks for your time, Jay, and we'll send you back to the crew there, and you enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this. It was really fun with DRL.
Our pleasure. All right, I think we're done with interviews, right? I know nobody else waiting.
I don't know. I don't think anyone else is waiting.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else. Oh, just kidding, folks. Let's bring in the one and the only, the man who has the coolest last name, Tyler Morgan.
Tyler,
Hello.
how's it going tonight?
I mean, could be better. Could have gotten the race win, but Jake was just a lot faster tonight, and I got caught in a few incidences. Some of them are my fault. Some of them I feel I'm not, but that's racing. You'll have those days.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how your race went. What any noticeable events? Anything fun happened?
Well, other than the fact that this track literally presses against my brain so hard, I feel like it's melting through my ears because it's just so technical that that it just takes all the courage to just get this car around this track. And this season just is going to be my punishment for what happened at Imola last season, but that's last season. I tapped Leung into turn 1, but apparently he was already going to force retire because he was already not feeling great. I raced Dan for a little bit until he spun out at Digna 2 and just so happened to spin into my lane after making contact with another driver. I got a few overtakes done on a few drivers, like Stanford and stuff, but then lost the positions outright. Honestly, it was a pretty uneventful race for me. I'm hoping that when we go to Valencia, it'll be a better race. But I have a P2 in the newly renowned AM division, and I couldn't be happier about that.
No, that was some great driving by you today, and yeah, congrats on the P2. It's good to see you on the podium.
It's wonderful to be back on a podium where I feel like I can actually make somewhat of a difference. Great broadcasting from you guys. Can't wait to watch the stream tomorrow when I'm at work, and I will see you guys next week for Valencia.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All
thanks,
right,
Tyler. Great racing, and it's always good to see you back on track there, my friend.
The same to you guys. Hope to see you guys back soon next season.
See ya.
He's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe
brother.
we'll get back on track again next season. We'll see. If we get Sager back. I get back in the car again.
I would. It's exciting watching all the new drivers and seeing everyone come back together.
Yeah, it's
We'll
pretty
get
fun.
jealous eventually.
We will eventually. Yeah. Although I was happy to not be part of lap 1 chaos there. I feel like that would have been just the start of a bad season for me.
I was okay to be in the helicopter for that one.
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Yeah.
well, good. Well, thank you everyone for tonight.
Yeah,
Tuning
thanks everybody
in.
tuning in. Hopefully we'll get better each and every race. Probably not though. But yeah, thanks Sam. And I guess we'll sign this off. Let you guys listen to some rock and DRL music on the way out.